welcome to Work Hates Podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Brady Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it is a dreadful boss, a shitty workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
Today we are joined by comedian Bush Duffer and currently stoned out of his fucking head, comedian Dahn Rozario. Yes. Whoa, how did we get the great man? Have you got... What is with your fucking tooth as well?
Yeah, I got a tooth.
He's got a tooth. Yeah, it's a very fancy tooth. It's a tooth covered in diamantes.
Yeah, it's diamantes.
They're very nice. And
I didn't realise we had Lil Wayne on the fucking podcast.
I wish.
Jesus Christ.
They're very cool.
I've got a mad story about how I got that.
Please.
Like, I was walking down the street and I was going to Coles. I went to Coles. I had full grocery bags like this.
Yep.
And I was walking down and I bumped into a lady who I used to know back in the day.
Yeah.
And she started a tooth gem business. She's like, you used to be nice to me, like when we knew each other, and it was like a weird time. So like, come get a tooth gem. I was like, oh fuck, all right. And I went and got a tooth gem.
And you wanted one? You were like, definitely, I want that.
I didn't know what it was. I was like, well, she's like, come, it's across the road. And I was like, oh, so okay. So I took the groceries and went up, and then she went da 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 da. And then I was like, oh fuck. And now she's like, in the last 6 months, it's been 3 years.
Oh wow.
Wait, not one diamond's come off.
One has, because I was digging it like a fuckwit once.
Yeah, right.
But no, it's mad. Like, they're good. I think.
And so
nice.
if they all fell off, would you go get them replaced?
Probably not, because it was like, you know, it's a weird thing.
They're very
People
cool.
Like him bully me about it all day.
Yeah, but you were here.
Well, I have to bully you. You've been on the podcast for 5 minutes and you still haven't figured out how to sit on a fucking chair or hold a fucking microphone.
What do you mean?
Have you ever held a microphone or sat on a chair before?
We
got V8 supercar professional people coming on next, and we've just found some gypsy off the side of the road now.
Okay, I gig with Rozario all week. I
love Dan, but I love winding him up.
But I gig with Rozario all week, and I was like, oh, Dan, would love to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, actually, I'll come on because I'll really annoy Brett.
Yeah.
And then I said to Brett, okay, we've got Dan's coming on, and he was like, Brett's like, you're like, what the fucking hell? What kind of open mic? And I was like,
well, I like winding Dan up.
You're a fucking dog, bro.
I am.
It's gonna be a different vibe.
He did a good thing for me once. He did one of the best things.
What did I do?
The best thing.
I can't remember ever helping you.
This is the thing. Even if you are a cunt to me forever, you did one mad thing. I'll be like, oh, that was mad. It was like a cowboy move.
What was it?
We were on roadshow and I got in trouble for saying cunt. And then I told him, he was like, leave it with me. He went on and said it twice.
So I got in trouble.
Good.
See? I can be nice on roadshow.
Thank
you.
I'm yet to see it.
Ron got angry at one
hated him on
roadshow because I
roadshow.
was in a mood.
Bullshit. That does not sound like you at all.
Thank you.
You're the moodiest person I've ever met in my life.
I'm not moody.
You are. So one of the reasons I was so excited because Dan was like, yeah, I'll come on because I'll annoy Brett. I was like, yeah, he deserves
even his
it.
presence is one. He's picking at the cameras before. He's got too many
come
questions.
stoned.
He's come high.
Off his face.
I'm high,
this is very good.
I don't mind that part of it. That's pretty good. So,
I'm surprised why you're on high. Look at this nice day. It's fucking middle of winter. We got nice sun.
I don't know. Probably because we're doing a job. So
thanks for coming in on your day off, by the way. Thanks for coming in on your day off, Dan. You have one of the reasons I was so excited to have you on is because I reckon you have had a pretty sketchy work history. Am I right?
Been fired fucking heaps, dude.
Yeah, I've been fired a bunch.
How many jobs do you reckon you've been fired from?
Oh, I don't know. I don't count. I'm not like fucking.
I'm gonna take your glasses away from you.
True.
Like a child.
How many jobs have you got fired from? Probably like about 7.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. How old are you?
I'm turning 30 in like 3 weeks.
Really? Because last year at Adelaide Fringe, I said, where are you staying? And you said, I'm living in my car. And I was like, dude, that is fucking pathetic. And then I said, but what are you doing for work and money when you're here? And you're like, oh no, I'm still working. So you're working from your car with a laptop.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a hustler, cars. What else, man?
Well, that's one word for it. A gypsy is another.
No, that was I fucked up that because I booked a hotel, but I booked a hotel and I fucked up the dates or some shit.
Okay.
So I rocked up and they're like, you start like in 3 days. And I was like, oh fuck, I booked like a nice quiet space where I could work. So I was like, fuck, I'll just do it for my car. And I was like,
oh
dude,
my God.
You only have 3 hours of battery on the laptop. So you got to like time it where you got like, you do like 3 hours of work, then you run to a Macca's and charge.
You just go to the library.
Oh no, it's just weird.
No, it's not.
No,
Do you know what's
it is.
weird?
Bron,
It's sitting in
weird.
your car.
Working out of your car
That's
like
not-
a
it's
gypsy
fine.
is fine.
I'd rather be alone. It's more about I just don't. I don't want to be.
And did you get fired from that job?
I'm still got that job, motherfucker.
That's the
Shut
job
your
he's got right now.
damn mouth.
Oh, that's good. Maybe we shouldn't have brought up that story then.
No, he's dedicated.
Nah,
That's
it's
good.
a good
He
job.
could
It's
have
a
called in sick, but he didn't.
It's a good job because if I'm touring, I'm running around. I can just I can take as much time off as
Yeah.
casual.
Oh, yeah.
So hey, I need a month off. They go, yeah. Or if I could just take my laptop, if I'm in Sydney for 2 weeks, I just work from Sydney.
Oh, so you can just do a full 8-hour shift during the day.
It's sick.
Yeah, great.
It's so good.
And
it's
money
like,
good?
It's like $800-$900 a week.
That's good.
That's great.
You know, I just finished the touring and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'll just save up for a little bit. It's just handy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Flexible. Work-life balance, as
Yeah,
they
thank
say.
you.
I'm excited for you. I'm glad you got a job.
Here we go.
good, but
I am. I'm
Here we
happy.
go.
I'm in a good mood. I don't know what everyone's looking at me for.
I'm waiting for you to snap.
I'm
and
not
it's
snapping.
why aren't you breathing though?
Steam's just coming out of my fucking head. So have you, what jobs have you had? Go through them. I want to know 'em. I reckon
kinds?
none of them would be good.
No,
I can imagine.
my first ever job, I became the MC at a strip club. I was 20.
Hell yes!
I was
that
20.
sounds awesome.
And you lost
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah, I lost
after you
that.
worked at the strip club, then you decided to get a Diamante tooth.
Yeah, like the funny
Inspired.
part is, when I was working at the strip club, the girl who gave me the diamond, I used to know because she was an 18-year-old at the strip club. And
Oh,
she's
so
like-
the chick who actually worked at the strip
she's
club gave you the Diamante
7
thing.
years later, she's like, I got a business. She was so nice to me. I was like, oh, good.
So
That's
what-
a success
Nice
story.
one.
What did you
That's
have to do at the
nice.
strip club? Were you just hosting, or what, how does it work?
So I was at uni.
Yeah.
And I could only work on the weekends
Mm-hmm.
because I was Monday to Friday classes. I was like, I need a weekend job. I was asking around. I knew someone who worked at a strip club, and they were like, you should get a bussy job.
Oh yeah.
And plus, I'm Indian, so it's like that's what we do.
Yeah.
Pick up shit, you know.
Oh shit.
It's facts.
Okay.
And then I was like,
He said it, not us. He's allowed to. I nodded and agreed.
No.
it was facts. And then I went and got a job as a bussy. I was working there for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I was doing open mics at the time. I was like starting out comedy. And the girls were like, we're going to come to your show. And I was like, oh, yo, I'm doing open mic. I was doing Funny at the Brunny.
Yeah.
In this is 2014 or 2015 or something. And they came and I was on stage doing my thing. And that was the only time I ever killed. Like I never, like I don't know how. Like I was real bad.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I just did. And the next day they're like, hey, we want you to be the MC. Fuck your bussing.
Really?
So,
then you were hosting for like, coming up next is
Yeah.
Samantha. And what,
Yeah.
you're doing a couple of jokes in between? How did it work?
Oh, that was bad. They'd make you go up, and it's like you it's a huge stage. Like it's like huge. Like it's like a dick shape like this.
Yeah.
And you're like walking around like and you're like I'm like be Rodney Dangerfield like that kind of tone.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey, what's it? But my jokes were like open mic jokes.
Yeah.
So it's like you like come like it was
Oh
weird.
no.
Like
But they
No,
also
don't tell us jokes you do use regularly. Like, give us an example of a bad one.
but they don't want, even if you had good jokes, they don't want to see you. I imagine like when a bloke walks out,
you
they're
could
like,
get 'em.
what?
You could get
Oh
'em.
really?
You could get 'em.
Why is this cunt talking? Last week he was picking up the glasses. How does
Yeah,
this work?
how'd he get up
So
there?
what, you had to get everyone's
Well, that's-
attention and then just bring on each act and just keep the energy
yeah,
up? Is
but
that what you go?
it is back announcing. But
Ah.
they tell you to jump up every now and then.
Really?
But
What
yeah.
for? Like how come? Like if it was getting a bit rowdy out there?
They do like a competition and stuff.
Oh.
Like, or like this weird.
If they had to
thing.
clean the
Paint a picture for me
stage?
because I've never been to one. So
Did any girls have like props like that, and then they brought out like, and then
Yeah.
like the stuff would be all on the stage, and you had to come out while they cleaned
well,
it
the buses
up?
would clean that, but I just be like introducing, and then sometimes like they're like a
What-
raffle.
what
Who-
pro-
who-
what-
whoever-
I
Sorry.
was thinking like you know like
what props?
I'm thinking like confetti.
Because there is a pub that's a topless bar that was one of my mates' favourite bars because
Oh, the one near your house.
yeah, because it's so wildly inappropriate. There's a lady who's you know, they're not the best. You know, they've had their time and now they go to this place. And
Oh,
there's
so a bit older.
Yeah, a
Okay.
lady came out fully dressed as Pocahontas, white, with the full head dressed on and shit, and you're just like, oh my god, this is so inappropriate. The worst outfits all
Oh, so
the
that
time.
was the prop. I thought you were going to say something yuck.
No. Just like fucking, just really inappropriate shit.
Oh,
You're
okay.
like,
So
this place-
culturally insensitive.
culturally insensitive.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's funny.
you've
Do you-
grown up. This is beautiful.
Yeah. I'm a grown man now.
He is. Do one international trip, you come back really sensitive.
Thank
You're
you.
woke.
What
this
trip?
is good.
What trip
What
are you
trip?
talking about?
What
he went. He went to Geelong.
Yeah.
His career's going really well.
Fuck, don't you laugh. I just seen you on a poster for a gig out in Torquay. We're all struggling, mate. We've got bills to pay.
Hey, I'll
gonna be
take you
great.
to Torquay.
I was going to say,
The
Torquay's way
beach.
better than Geelong.
Oh, yeah, dude, the beach.
Fuck, you've got me there. Damn it.
Oh, can we organise a gig? If someone's watching this in Torquay and you like any of us, please book me for something.
Dan, can you hold the microphone normally so it doesn't crackle and
I'm
I don't have to edit it out? Thank you.
Sorry.
This is just like Roadshow all
I've
over
never seen
again.
anyone hold a microphone the way you hold it.
Yeah, I like
You
to.
swirl
Yeah, you
your
just,
around.
it's
Yeah.
weird. You got to actually speak into the
I don't
fucking
like
thing.
doing
You go,
that.
oh, no, you don't want to
Is
do
that how you hold it on stage?
Yeah, I like to keep it relaxed. I'm so like in the vibes. You know?
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Hello makes me feel like fucking stiff.
Right, so you left the...
Right. Okay.
Back on track, right? And so you left the strip club.
Did you
I
get
didn't
fired?
leave. No. It was a tattling tale of my life.
What do you mean? What are you trying to
I
say?
was working at the strip club.
Yeah.
And I was, young 20-year-old. There were a lot of girls around me. For the first time in my life, it was a lot of different kinds of. It was a lot. It was like a whoa type of time. I was so young. And
I
I'm-
love that if I weren't here, that would have come out far differently.
Yes,
Whatever
of
you're
course.
trying to say.
You'd have been like, there was titties out and shit.
There were
it was
lots
crazy.
of different,
Yeah.
lots of
You
women
used your
there.
words.
No, but it wasn't
Okay.
even like it
Man,
was.
if I was 19 working at a strip club, I'd be pretty fucking happy.
No, but it wasn't like it was objectively a bad experience.
Oh.
Objectively bad experience. But like a short term fun. I was meeting lots of hot girls and I was out every night and it was a cool time in my life.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of stuff was happening. It was
Yeah.
fun. But looking back and be like, oh, I wouldn't do that.
Again.
I wouldn't tell like a young person to do that.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, I would if I had a kid, I'd say don't do that.
Okay, so you were too young to be put in a situation like that, you reckon? You were too sheltered and then you were put in like a pretty
something like that.
exposed
I'd say that,
situation.
yeah. And then I started dating a lady at the strip club.
Yes.
And we had this beautiful love, and it was like probably the first time that happened in my life. And then I got fired because I can't be like I was technically her boss, but she was older than me, so it was like
Okay.
this weird sort of.
Why were you her boss? You were just announcing the
Yeah,
people.
on
What
the
do you mean?
I was so good at the job. They made me the house mom.
made you the
house
owner.
dad. They used to call me the house dad
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were like person who came and were like, not that.
for the weekends.
Clean yourself up.
Yeah, but I was like nice because I get along with girls.
You do.
I got my whole family's girls.
So does that mean okay? This has been so vague. This story. All right.
so sorry.
We got to get more
how-
specific. Yeah. It's like fucking running an obstacle course. We're back to the microphone again.
I was literally like I'm on stage.
Dan, I'm so excited to have you on, and this is the reason. Brett is having an aneurysm.
No, I'm just like, I got to edit this and it's just going to be a man squealing. Or he's either hitting the microphone on his leg or we just don't hear anything.
That's a bit better.
That's better for you. Okay. Will you let us know what we can do to make you more comfortable, mate?
Okay, all right. I'm going back to this strip joint one.
Brian, stop getting so horny about this strip club. Move on.
It's so vague. Hey, do you understand what has happened in this story?
he was the MC, then
Yes.
somehow became the house dad, which makes absolutely no sense.
No, it wasn't.
And he's the boss of someone who was dating who was older than him.
Yeah.
The end.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that what
I
happened?
started dating a girl, and eventually we got sprung. And
Oh,
they were
you weren't
"Hey,
allowed to?
You know, have
Oh, so it was a
But
forbidden
also,
love.
It was a forbidden love, but we kept dating after that, so it was nice. But that I was like, oh yeah, like I don't. And as soon as I didn't work at the strip club, everything was back to normal. It was like,
Yeah.
we're in strip club nighttime mode. Like
Yeah.
your day starts at 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So it was unhealthy, and yeah. As soon as I got back to normal life, I was like, what do I want to do? So I was like, I'll go to Europe.
Okay.
And I went to Europe and partied it up, and then came back. And the day I got back, I was like, I'm gonna do comedy every day from now on.
Okay.
And that's that's everything.
But so and then have you had any other jobs?
Yeah, of course. What other jobs I got?
Yeah, no one's paying him to do comedy. Have you seen it?
Hey, you were gonna pay me to do comedy with you, cunt.
Oh, was I? Oh, yeah, I was too. Yeah. Well, that's how jokes work, mate, you know? They're not always mean and malicious.
So your first ever job was that? You didn't have a job when you were a teenager?
Oh, nah, I didn't really have one.
So you went from high
Really?
school to a strip club. as your
Holy
first.
hell.
Did you get paid heaps?
What?
As the,
So I get paid heaps. It was looking back, I was like, that's fucked. It was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday shifts.
Yeah.
And I got paid like $780 a week.
That's not bad.
That's good. And I was like 20.
Yeah, that's good money.
Yeah. So
Okay.
It's nearly as much as you're on now.
yeah. And I was
And
like,
you don't get to see titties for free
and
at your current job.
I used to Uber it home every day, and I used to get fucking like Macca's on the way home. You just like you'd go up to work, and you just like, I'm not gonna say that. I was just saying you just like buy Coke,
Yeah.
Like drop $300 like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like 20, didn't have any like idea of like.
Did you get free drinks as well?
Yeah, unlimited drinks.
Oh my God. Why did you leave this job?
Unlimited drinks and like it was a vibe. Like me just talking riffing all day with like girls.
He left because he fell in love and he wasn't allowed to be in love with her. But you didn't.
I got fired.
You did get fired.
They were like, hey dude, like we found out about the girl, so you gotta leave. It was fun.
So why were you not allowed to date them? It's weird they had rules.
Nah, because dude, if I ever have a show or if Netflix ever contact me, I've got the best show about strippers.
Why don't you do it now?
Well,
I want to see it.
I just write a script, hey, that's a good idea.
Why don't you do
He's never thought to, oh yeah, maybe I should do jokes or about a unique experience that I had.
I'll definitely
I
have
swear to God, is this a mental where we fix this fucking cunt's life?
I would love that.
Well, mate, we've only got 45 minutes. We don't have a full 3 days.
Okay, so Dan, you told me when I gigged with you, you were like, I've had really crazy jobs, and you listed one job. It's obviously slipped your mind now, but the job was
You reckon it was fucking big joint he had before the thing? What?
My job was picking AIDS needles off a
Specifically AIDS needles?
Yeah.
I can't touch it unless it's got AIDS on
No,
it.
it was only AIDS needles off a fucking conveyor belt for green waste. And you'd have to be there, and it was like...
What job is this?
$600 a day.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah, dude, it was
But the risk-reward profile is brutal.
And the bloke next to me stabbed his hand, and we didn't see him again.
Oh my God.
Also, that's not how AIDS works, but you don't just disappear.
No, but he quit the job.
Ah, yes.
You would do if you had an AIDS
So a conveyor belt for a recycling centre.
Yeah.
And then they got, obviously there's needles in there, and your job was to stare at this conveyor belt for 8 hours and find needles.
The job was, so you stand above a conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt is like from that wall to that wall, like this.
Yeah.
And there's like 1, 2, 3 people on each side. It's not even fat. It's like from here to the cameras.
Yeah.
And you just stand there all like this, ready to go. And there's a wire up here. And if you touch that wire even a little bit, the whole system shuts down.
Yeah.
And you just got to look. And if you see a needle, you pull the wire.
Ah.
And you also, they can do it, like they have a machine that collects like chip packets and spoon or whatever. It's just green waste, so cunts lawns and shit.
Yeah.
And council grass, basically.
Yeah.
And if you see anything like sharp, you can like check and you just grab it. But if you see a needle, you pull it. The whole job is to spot the needles.
Right.
Because they got machines that'll take the other shit out.
Yep.
So yeah, it's literally just picking AIDS needles
needle
out,
in a
man.
trash stack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get special gloves or anything?
Oh, I did, because it would make your
What?
hair stink permanently. So I had to do 3 like full like shower caps on.
Yeah.
And I'd have a full robe on, and I'd have long ass gloves. Just
Well,
tuck
some
it
people
in.
did it without gloves.
Some people were like bald. I was like the only English speaking cunt there. I
What
got
they do
into a
with
full on. This is what people go, oh, Dan's like problematic on stage. I had like a 3-hour debate with this Muslim fob about gay rights back in 2015, bro.
Oh, so you were woke before it was cool.
I was woke
Never.
way before it was cool. All right? Against the dangerous people when it comes to being woke, you know?
We had three shower caps on.
Yeah, cuz.
So they had no gloves on. That doesn't seem right.
This is how fucked it is, right? So I
600 a day.
I got the job because
Nah.
I had to go to Europe and I had no money. And I was like, if I get this job and work this job, I would have in, I think, 7 weeks, I can make 12 grand.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just got this job and I was doing like 3 nights sleep every day. It was fucked. But I did it. And then I got the job, went to Europe. It was amazing. Came back, did comedy, started smashing out comedy. You know, a year or 2 into comedy, I was like, oh, where was that job? That was a good job. What if I just do it for another couple of stints, save up 10 grand? It's just, you know, good. Contacted the job. They're like 5 people have been stabbed with AIDS. So now we have half-hour shifts. So it's like you only get half the way. So it's like a normal job pay now. I'm like, what the fuck would I do that? And I was like,
Yeah.
yes, please. So I went back there.
Oh, you went back?
I went back to the AIDS job. Dude,
You went back to the AIDS
Yes,
job, even
please.
though the AIDS job somehow got worse. You're
Yeah,
like,
man.
I got
That's
no other
right.
options.
And that was real fucked. That was real fucked.
Yeah, right.
Because what happened was there's this guy who came and they were like, this company does not make enough money. We sell this green waste to Bunnings and stuff.
Yep.
So we need to increase the speed of the conveyor belt for one.
Oh,
You need to do that. It was just full regulations. And it was like
Hard to find
awful.
a needle when
no
it's
one
that
made
quick.
Cash. No one made cash. And I was like, bro, look, if you have, you know how there's like,
I just imagine you going to your boss, bro, look.
3 hair nets on. No one's taking you seriously. 3 hair nets on.
but like this TAC and all these companies that work safe, all this shit.
Yeah.
That's for like a lot of jobs, but take off scat, cunt, poor jobs.
Yeah.
Because what they're trying to do is, if you're going to do this, we have to have half an hour into breaks and shit. They're just trying to lower the rate.
Right.
So you got to do all the work safety for jobs, but scat, cunt, poor jobs that you need sometimes. Sometimes you need, like, I need a job that's going to pay me, like.
Yeah.
Where you can get AIDS, make
That's-
that unsafe
Hey,
as
hey,
possible.
hey.
That's ass stripping.
Yeah, right.
That's
Okay.
ass stripping.
And what?
Like, if
the
shit
strippers
ever
don't
gets
get
rough for
AIDS.
you, Bron,
Yeah.
you can just be like, I'll strip for 6 months. It's fucked, but I'll do it. I'll
right.
get 20 grand, you know?
Okay.
If we don't have that. We got AIDS needle. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why if we did the AIDS needle job
Got
and
it.
they go...
Somehow you make incredible sense. I don't know how this is actually. I'm actually with you on this one.
And then TAC go, oh, look, well, the AIDS
Unsafe,
needle...
but I need to make cash.
The AIDS needle is actually really unsafe, so we're going to make it this much time per day, so you end up making $700 a week. You're going to make let it be dangerous. I know it's fucked. You're going to do this when you need cash.
Yeah.
So that's why they...
What other jobs are really dangerous they get paid heaps of money for?
Crane
That's just-
operators.
Yeah, but
Do they?
that's highly
Is that-
skilled though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not
Also-
labourers, crane labourers under the crane.
Oh, doggers.
Ah.
They're called. Thank you, dogman.
And is that what's dangerous in case something falls on them?
Yeah.
But how often does that happen,
You
though?
got to tie up the bundles and shit like that and make sure they're correctly
Yeah, but how
weight
often does
loaded.
that happen?
Well, if look at high rises, every time something goes up, there's a dogman who attaches.
Yeah, but like,
everything.
as in, like, how often do they get
Injured.
like AIDS? Yeah.
They don't get AIDS.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's probably more of an extracurricular activity.
But I'm saying, like, obviously Dan's job was really dangerous. Heaps of people got
story my
injured.
grandfather told me when I was a kid?
Okay.
And he
Well,
grew
ready
up
to
in
change
India.
subjects.
He grew up in India in the south.
Yeah.
And he used to complain about jobs here. He'd be like, "These jobs here, so nothing is such easy work." People complain. I was like, "Why?" He's like, when he was going to work in India, he was like at a train. He went to work at the train, like in a country train station.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll go work at the station." And there was a dude there who's like, "Oh yeah, come to work at the station. I'll show you around." And as he's showing him around, this dude accidentally falls in front of the train track.
Oh,
and
no.
he's trying to get up, and the train comes and rips his leg off. And the guy's like, and everyone's like, running. And the guy's like, what the fuck?
Holy
and everyone's
shit.
like, what? And the guy's like, oh shit. So he gets a club, and he just beats the cunt to death. And then he was like, what the fuck? What did you do that for? What the fuck was that? And he's like, oh, he goes, dead man tells no tales. Yeah. And
That's their work safe?
yeah, he's like, just don't worry about it.
You didn't see shit, brother. Otherwise, you're getting the club
my-
as well.
Yeah. Now you want the job? Yeah.
Oh,
Well, now there's one
anyone?
available. We've got an opening.
And he got the job.
He got the job.
And he's told me a lot of stories about it. There's one, there was like a coil. He goes, there's little spring coils that you tie up?
Yep.
He goes, imagine one, it was thick steel like that. It was that wide.
Okay.
And you have to 10 men have to pull it around like this. Pull
Yeah.
it around like this. And it had little bits coming off it and shit. I don't know what the fuck they needed coil for. Probably changing the track direction or something like that, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did it. And something happened. They were like, and I just pictured in my head like 16 Indian men like, what are you doing? No! And then the coil starts unraveling. It's like,
Oh, no.
and everyone was running. It was all this drama. And then it stopped on a guy's toe and shattered his toe and his leg went purple. And he was like, ah. Yeah, all that shit, man. Thanks for having me on the pod.
No. You've actually brought some fucking vibrant colour to it. So I'm excited. About learning about OHS in India.
I'm killing on this fucking pod,
Bron's
bro.
loving it.
Why are you going to smoke weed before the pod?
We also had to go pick the cunt up like he's a celebrity or something. I was like, why are we picking up Rozario? We've got a guy who's a millionaire coming in next who drives cars professionally for a living.
Hey, I'm a millionaire in spirit there, man.
That's true. So
I can't believe it's just so funny. He's jumped on his job. Freddie and I sitting on the edge of our seats thinking, what is he talking about? It'll make sense any minute, and it never does.
it kind of did. It nearly got. I
We're
got
talking
it
about
there.
work safe in
We
different
were talking
countries.
about work safe. Now, so you went from the strip club to the AIDS needle, specifically AIDS needle job. And then what after that, Dan?
Since then, I've been lucky enough to... I did comedy for a long time, just off comedy.
Yeah.
And then...
Because you used to run that big gig out in Toorak or whatever. Did that make heaps of cash or
that
whatever?
made good-
What was
good
that
cash.
called?
I was running Duck Fat.
Duck Fat. It was a really good gig.
Yeah.
It was.
I heard of that.
Dan and everyone you'd assume was Dan's mate there. All these cool cunts, like cool Lebanese dudes who have never seen comedy before. And if you just called them a fuckhead, they would love it. It was the wildest gig I've ever done. And it was also the most intimidating. I was like, none of these people would ever hang out with me. They're all way too cool. Yeah. And then you just call a big buff guy a fuckhead. And they're like, yeah, he is a fuckhead. Yeah. It was a wild gig.
What? Why'd you stop it? It doesn't exist anymore? Why?
I wanted to start touring. I wanted to focus on doing
course.
solos and stuff.
Yep.
People told me to do that, and I did it, and I think it was...
We shared the same room at Comedy Festival. We were both at the Western too.
That was a good
Did you
time.
like
I liked
it?
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, good.
It was
Did you have a good
fancy.
festival?
What?
Did you?
I don't want to talk about business.
Okay, all right, let's go back to the
Back to
man's
pleasure.
I
toad.
can't.
Some Indian man's toad. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, nah. The Comedy Festival was good.
That's good.
It's fine.
What's the worst gig you've ever done?
What's the worst
You
gig?
don't say- you've
Worst
been-
job?
Gig. Comedy gig.
Fuck. This is a mad story.
Okay, yes.
This is a mad story.
Because you've been doing comedy for
'Cause I've got
10
3.
years now. 10 years?
7
Yeah.
years, 6.
You said 20.
What?
You would start.
Nah, but I don't count those years. I was just doing gigs here and there.
Okay.
Oh,
when I
okay.
started doing it every fucking day, 6 years.
Okay.
6, 7 around there.
All right, okay,
But,
cool.
like,
All right,
I was
fine.
doing comedy when I was in fuck all that shit. Sorry.
It doesn't appear he's been doing it for 6 years.
Hey, I'm killing this pod. What you mean, bro?
I'm loving it. Just once you learn to sit still or
Wait, can we
hold a
just check
microphone.
the time? Because I'm on my lunch break, eh?
What?
No,
You're
it's the
not.
weekend,
It's
remember?
not lunch break.
Oh, yeah, shit.
It's your day off, you idiot.
Day off
Cut
and
that out,
correct.
all right?
Yeah, I'll cut it out.
Anyway, right. We had this, and I had a comedy on hire coming up.
Yeah.
I used to run this gig back in the day on Wesleyan. And I had and those were the biggest gigs I was doing at the time. So I was like, I got a one coming up on Tuesday. I got a new joke. I got to try. I got to test. It was a Sunday night, and it was me, my mate Alessio, and Ardem Ulatash.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're at the Vault in Yarraville. Shittest gig, 100% lesbians.
Yep.
And me, Alessio, just cum joke. They hated us. It was brutal, but it made us
100% lesbians.
Oh, just- it was
100% AIDS needles, and the room was 100% lesbian. Not one straighty in there. Continue.
Got it.
Wait, so, yeah, we're at this bar, and we've all like bombed. These lesbians have fucking brutalized us hard, you know. And I'm like, fuck, I need another gig. It's like 10 o'clock on a Sunday, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, does any other gigs on? Like, even if we just go watch or something, I just want to be
To wash it off, to
Palate
wash off the
cleanser.
bomb. Yeah.
And Thingy goes, oh yeah, I got a gig, and we're like, okay, what is it? He's like, oh, do you want to know, or do you want to know? Like, he knew we wanted it, so he was playing with us, like.
Ugh.
And then eventually I was like, all right, just if you're gonna gig, just message me the address. I don't want to fucking hear about this. He was annoying me. So I just send me the address and I'll just go there. We and Lashley jump in the car, driving. We're looking around, what the fuck? We're driving like half an hour. Where are we? Look, this is South Bank. There's like skyscrapers. And we're like, this is it. So we get out and we're like, it's like apartments and shit. We're like, what the fuck is this gig? And we look at Altus is walking there and he's got a little wheelie amp. He's like, hey, boy. And we're like, what the fuck? And then we look this fucking 4'8" black girl, Sudanese, in a completely little pink tutu dress. And she's going, oh my God, it's my friend. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we're like, hello. And Ulta's like, hey, how are you? And he hugs her. And we're like, oh. And she's like, thank you so much for coming to my 18th. And we're like, oh, like, what are you talking about? And we're like, 18. And we're like, what? And we're like, she's like, it's up there. I've got an apartment for the weekend. So we're like, oh. So me, Ultus, and then we spread the word out. So it's me, Ultus, like a smearing of other boys who have come for an open mic, are going to a kick-ons in South Bank Hotel full of Sudanese teenagers.
18-year-old girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No. 2 18-year-old girls, about 70 fucking 20-year-old boys just doing some weird shit. And we rocked up, like, we opened the door, and as we're like walking to
You really have a different life to me. Yeah.
and we're in the elevator, right? As the doors close. So I go, so you guys know each other? Like, Ulita and the girl. And she's like, yeah, he picked me up in my Uber because he was an Uber driver.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, thanks for letting us come and perform at your show, at your party. And
Oh,
she's like,
no.
perform? And he's like, yeah, remember we're comedians? I said me and my friends are comedians. And she's like, I said you can come hang out with me and my friends, but what's comedy? What's a comedy show? And we're like, oh, shit. So we go to the fucking hotel and to open the door. And she's like, hey, guys. And we look up. It's like 7'8" like black dudes. They're all
And
like.
you still want to do the gig at this stage? This is why I'm confused. I would have run immediately. Yeah.
What?
A gig's a gig, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we went in there and they were like, "Who the fuck you can't?" And the girl was like, "No, I want to do the gig with them. They're nice. He was my Uber driver like a month ago. He was the driver. They became friends. Oh, this is that sad. He's like, yeah, I've got a gig. God is fucking going good. Tell all the boys come round. Fuck, we get dude. It's
This sounds awful.
And anyway, this girl set it up. She pushed the curtains like this. She got a lamp. She put it there. It looked like a fucking comedy club. She put
The ones you perform, not the ones I do. This looks like a fucking. It looks like honestly a bedroom. It had a lamp and a bed. Every comedy gig I've ever done in my life. Really?
Also, every bedroom I've been in has had those things.
You guys, honestly, it looked mad.
Okay.
Because the curtain was like, you know, in those new hotels, there's like huge one curtain around the wall.
Yeah. Yes,
so it was like that, and then you put a mic there. You bought it, and it was like they all sat in like road seating. Okay. And the green room was the kitchen. And this is also funny, and it's not really important to the story, but they were all black. And when we went into the kitchen to wait, it was just like so much chicken. Dude, it was like, we were like, dude, is this is really fucked that this is this much chicken? Because it was like, anyway, so we're doing these gigs, everyone's bombing.
What? Everyone's bombing?
No,
That's
I can't
mental.
imagine.
What do you mean?
Free chicken, Bron.
How many people are you performing to? Like 10?
Oh, about 20, and they were all sitting on the floor, and they were like, you'd be like, anyway, so anyone been on catching an Uber before? And they were like, no, shut up. And you'd be like, oh, okay, like they just talk at you. It was brutal.
Yeah, it was almost like you were interrupting a party.
Yeah, it was
A girl's 18th birthday party.
But
This is
the funny part, right? So the girl,
No, shut up. That's actually a really good record.
the girl goes, hey, like, what happens if it goes bad? And I was like,
Oh, it's gonna go bad.
If it goes bad, like, we'll just do crowd work. She goes, what's crowd work? We're like, oh, we just make fun of the audience. So she goes, oh, I've got an idea. She came up with this. She goes, I'll get a hat and we'll put a piece of facts about the audience. Like a roast, fun facts.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, she's like, and I want us to roast that, so I'll write like a roast, and I'll put it out. And if you're having a hard time, you can pull one out. And I was like, that's fun, that's cool. So
great idea.
Had a little hat on the thing, and I go on there, I'm doing my thing, and it's going bad. So I was like, fuck. So I put my name in the hat, and I pull out one, and it's like, Tisha. It's Tisha here, and this girl's like, hey, it's me, it's Tisha. And I was like, oh, apparently you got no self-control.
Oh.
And then she's like, what the fuck would you say that for? And the guy's like, what the fuck did you say? And then I was like, no, like, full cunts like turned on us. And they were like, full like, what the fuck?
It was in the hat.
And then I go,
it was in the hat.
I said, she wrote it. And she's like, I would never write that about Tisha. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so they turned on us. And
no.
we had to get the fuck out of there. And we were like, oh shit. So we wrapped up the gig. Some girl
grabbed your speaker.
Someone twerked on Alessio kind of vibe. It was mad. But as we were leaving, Ultis was staying. And we go, Ultis, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, no, I'm going to stay. Me and this guy go to the same brothel. We're like, right. And then we left. And then we came down and we had a fucking parking ticket. Because it was fucking South Bank. I'm fucking killing, bro.
Dude, man, I don't know.
Any of you's got a vape?
Man, that is so funny. That is the wildest gig story. At all moments of that gig, I would have left. And you're like, bro, I got free chicken.
Look at put your stupid little hand in the stupid little hat. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Worst job you've ever had before we wrap it up.
Oh, the AIDS needles.
AIDS needles. And then have you ever been fired in spectacular
Yeah,
fashion?
how have you been fired? Because you said you've been fired 7 times.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think.
Have you ever quit? Like, gone, fuck.
Yeah, have you
quit.
quit?
Yeah, I've quit jobs.
Okay, well, what was...
One day, this is a good one. Once, this is a while ago. It was when I was just like, I need a job. What should I get? Look, applying just bullshit crap jobs. So I got a degree, so I can apply for like one step more bullshit. Like, just, you know,
You've got a degree.
I went to RMIT, did marketing.
Okay.
So I got like a. If you put that on,
makes it. Yep.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If I go to if I go to the AIDS needle shop, they're like, you do something better than this, cuz you got to market.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, you can actually get a decent job. So I've been sales.
If you imagine what you can do if you apply yourself.
Oh, fuck off, cunt. I'm working on my work break. I'm hustling, bro.
You're on your work
You're
break.
on your weekend.
Off.
Oh, yeah.
It's your
Weekend.
day
Yeah,
off,
okay.
mate, remember?
Yeah, I work. Okay. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah. So fucking.
You have a degree?
I have a degree. What was the
Because you were saying like you were working at the AIDS place,
Working
and then
at
they were like,
You-
you
one
could
job
do
up from
better
that.
than this.
Yeah, what's the story I'm telling you?
It was about marketing.
Quitting in spectacular fashion.
Quitting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I got this sales job, and it was just a shitty sales job. It was South Melbourne. You catch the tram in, you wear fucking office attire, you have to wear a shirt, and it was just a big office, and it was shit and evil and everything bad. You were cold calling cunts, and I was like, yeah, look, I'll just try it for a week. It's awful. And I was there for like 4 days, and it was like really strict, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. So I just stood up and I packed my shit. I was leaving, and the guy was like, "Where you going?" And I was like, "I'm gonna go." And he's like, "But why are you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I just want to go outside for a bit." He's like, "Mate, you got your lunch break," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this, but we'll talk." And I was like, "All right," and we left. And I was like, "I want to go home." So I got then he called me and he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go home." And he's like, "But what about your job? You coming to the?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, like, nah." And I just went home.
Just walked out.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was nice.
Took your amp.
It's evil. That's actually evil because it's a company that's whole existence is just to annoy cunts. You know what I mean? Its whole thing is just like, hello, okay, hello. Okay. And I think it's like if you make 100 calls, you'll the chance of you getting a guy to sign up for some energy bullshit is like 0.05%. So it's like literally
So
the
you were just
hardest
selling
shit.
energy plans or some shit like that.
Something. I didn't even remember. It was just some evil shit.
Do people would have hung up on you all the time, right?
I got a way better one. Sorry, I
Okay,
completely
no,
forgot.
please.
That's true. One of the worst jobs I ever fucking had.
Yeah.
It was a short-term campaign. These people called me and they were like, come do this sales job thing, right?
Yeah, great.
So I went there, sat down, and I'm like, what are we doing? I'm calling people who bought shares in the 50s and calling that the company they bought shares for never really existed. And I gotta go, if you need any help, you can call this number back and talk to me again, but there's no one else we can talk to about this. Goodbye. And it's like old people like, hello, Sonny, what's that?
So is it a scam or is it
sounds
true?
like-
The company that these people invested in like the 50s.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
It was like some fucked company and did all this cook shit. And for like the last 20 years hasn't been active and they never told them. So they got to call them and say, you don't have a... or it's like they're super. You're basically telling old cunts from the... And the people are like, you wrecked my life, you fucking dog. And I'm like, thank you. Like, it's fucking bad, cuz.
How long did you last at that?
It was a week. It was like we have this many people to call and then we are like...
Done.
Yeah. So it was like a company who just
that's
wear sales.
dreadful.
So companies go to this company and go, can you set up a campaign for a sales thing?
Yeah.
And this company were like, hey, you need to call all these people and tell them that...
They have no money
Yeah.
left.
And it was
That's
fucked.
fucking awful.
So it was a week. It was 5 days, 7 to 7 shifts. And it was like a good cash for the week. So I did it. And it was just fucked. And me and all the staff who were like temps working for the week, they were just the coolest people. And they were like, this is fucked. This is amazing. Like, we're actually like hurting people and letting them know. And there's a way to do it.
Traumatizing.
Can I tell what I think is probably your most awful job you've had that's
Yeah.
backfired in spectacular fashion?
Oh,
Is
God.
when you used to do that character. Dan used to, you haven't seen Dan online, he's very funny. Go check it
Fatima.
out. But the character Fatima nearly
Yeah,
got him
bro.
killed.
Yeah.
Why? How come?
Yeah, because he did this character online called Fatima and he was like a girl who
So
was in the
no, 'cause-
nightclub.
so
Tell us
I-
the whole thing.
I started doing videos, right? COVID, everyone was doing videos and stuff. So the video, I was like, I'll just trying this. The only thing that stuck in terms of people watched it and liked it was I was just doing an imitation of my mate, who was like a girl who go to bush tours.
It's
and
very
she was
funny.
Babe,
The
what are you
videos are-
doing? Or,
yeah.
you know, like, and I just, it was my mates. It was like my female mates. And they
Yeah.
loved it. And then the video took over and loved
Yeah.
it. But I just chose the name Fatima because there was a chick at the time I was talking to. His name was Fatima. So I was like, oh, I'll call it, babe, I'll call it for you. Like it's a joke. But I didn't know Fatima is a holy name in the Quran. It's the daughter. It's the Prophet Muhammad's daughter's name. I didn't fucking know this. So I'm making all this content about a drug-fueled chick. Fucking fucking doing all this coke. And all these people who didn't reach out and tell me and have a conversation about it, they were like, fuck this cunt, we're going to kill him. So I went to a party and these cunts pulled knives on me. And we fucking,
Really?
Yeah. It was real scary, man.
You're like, because you've insulted their God or
But
something?
no one told me. I've got so many Muslim people who loved it. I thought it was funny. If someone goes to me and goes,
Yeah.
hey man, just let you know, it's fucking, did you know
Were
this?
they
No one said
messaging on,
shit.
like commenting on your videos?
No one ever said anything about
until
it.
you went to a party and they wanted to kill you.
And it was years later. It was like almost a year and a half later. So I was really shocked about it. And it rattled me. And I just didn't. And I was like, what? This is the funny, because they come around me and they're like, you fucking dog, we'll fucking kill. And I was like, what do you want? Give us your phone and we're going to delete all the videos. And I go, you can't delete the videos. Kill me. All good. Just tell me, bro. I'm trying to
I need the hit.
Yeah, I got tickets to sell. You know? And he was like, all right, just no more. And I go, I want to post more. They're funny.
Just don't. Just go,
he-
and then
he-
run.
And he goes, all right, just change the name. So I called it Ethnic Girl, and I still use the character. I just can't say Fatima. That's how dumb he was.
Why
And then
you
I
just
found
trying-
out
Yeah.
this is actually a double up, and this answers your question. And it's, if you're a Muslim person, reach out and have a fucking chat in the comments, because I fucking don't know. But this guy, turns out his mum's name was Fatima.
Oh,
So it wasn't particularly offensive to
The
all
religion
Muslim-
thing,
It was just like, my mum, you fucking dog.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, like, come on. Your mum says Fatima. Fucking, I'm not fucking your mum, cuz.
Yeah.
You know what
Not
I mean?
yet.
You don't know what his mum looks like. His mum could have a full fucking beard and be a degenerate. You don't know.
Yeah, bad. Oh shit.
All right, we've got to wrap things up
Holy hell.
because you've got to get back to not work. Now,
day
Dan,
off.
is there anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, fuck. Just follow me on fucking Instagram.
So your
eh?
videos are very funny. I showed Lucas, my partner, your videos. He was laughing his head off. They're
I
you're
love
very
that.
good
Thank
online.
you.
Very good online.
The Waze one got me.
The Waze one got me in trouble as well.
Oh, because he
What Waze
does,
one?
he does people who use Google Maps, people who
Oh.
use Apple Maps, and just people who use Waze, because everyone who's on there is fucking trying to avoid
That's
a
what
boom
you
bust.
do.
Yeah, I know. Of course I'm on Waze, can't. I need to know where the cops are. I've got a lot of shit floating around this system. I love Waze.
I'm gonna do so many Waze videos and then get sponsored by Waze.
Well, and
a
what
good
got you into
idea.
trouble with Waze?
Oh, nothing. It's like you post a video about anything and cunts argue. Like, I post the Waze Vine, now people are arguing like, fuck you, if you use Google Maps, I'm gonna kill you. It's like, who cares? It's an app, bro. It's like, everything you talk about online, that's like, you know it's done well when
Yeah.
it creates like a social discussion.
Oh.
That doesn't make any sense.
Man, I get
Yeah.
car nerds, but like, actually, the rear headlights are from an EH, not an EL, and you're just like, shut the fuck.
I
And
don't
now-
read the comments. I can't. So I'll post this stuff on, like, all of the clips that Brady makes. I'll post them on TikTok, and I can't read the comments. I can't do it because
I
they
just
get
respond.
upset
That's
about
so
it.
good.
I
If
can't.
you
You
can-
could do it.
I can't not look
I
at them.
can't.
I'm a fucking psycho.
I can't look at them because I know, because they always come for me for some reason. In which, like, we posted one about being a teacher. Oh my god, lots of people agree with it.
That's
People
good,
come
but
and
that's
like,
good.
You want them
"You're
to get angry, and you go,
fine,
If
but
people
I'm not
don't-
going to read it. Like, they can fight with each other,
It's
but I'm not going to read
The
it.
second you get that reaction,
Yeah.
it means the video was positive. You did well.
Yeah.
It's a tick instead of a cross. Because
Yeah, I can't
if
do
people
it.
argue with it, that means that enough
Says the
cunts have
guy who
seen it.
nearly got stabbed at a party
Yeah,
for doing
that's
Fatima.
success, Brett.
Do you know
That's
how
success.
fucking funny that is, though?
It's so
Imagine
funny.
like being like real angry and like every time I post a video, I'm like, "Babe, what are you fucking doing?" Cause like, and it's just someone like, "I'm gonna kill him." Like, that's success to me, bro.
Yeah, that's how
In
you
that
make
case,
it.
you're the most successful man I know. Dahn Rozario, thank you very much for joining us, guys. If you haven't already subscribed or follow us on the Instagram and all that stuff, make sure you do so. But we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Cheers. Oh,
Hey, thank you guys. Cheers.
I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.